subscribe and hit the notification bell to help us achieve the 300k mortal plan. Every soul counts. Merry Christmas, guys, and happy holidays. Today I have a special gift for you, something that I've never done on my channel thus far, and today is the first day that I'm ever doing it, and that is I am bringing together an entire manga and making it into one video. And what better manga to do this with than one of the most popular ones on the channel and my personal favorite, Dragon Ball Shippuden. This is the complete story to Dragon Ball Shippuden thus far. Enjoy yourself, guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's go. One night, Goku gets extremely drunk with Bulma and accidentally wanders into her laboratory and turns on her interdimensional device. And the next thing he knows, he wakes up in the Narutoverse. Goku immediately calls for the flying Nimbus, but it doesn't come. So he thinks that, alright, let me go ahead and see exactly where I am. I'm gonna go ahead and get my bearings. He feels out the two closest energy signals, and those are two members of the Akatsuki, and that is Hidan and Kakuzu. Now, Goku popped up with such speed that Kakuzu thinks that he is in a Genjutsu, which, for those of you guys who don't know Naruto, is basically trapped in an illusion. And the only way to get out of an illusion is by causing self-harm. So he breaks one of his fingers, and Hidan is like, what's going on? What are you doing? Kakuzu's like, no, we're in a Genjutsu. You need to cause yourself self-harm. And so Hidan stabs himself in the stomach to try to get out of it. Goku, obviously thinking this is all kind of weird, decides to, hey guys, I'm gonna head out, and ends up wandering at the gates of the Leaf Village. Now, the guards seem to be a little bit on edge. Maybe they were warned that the Akatsuki were nearby, so they are protecting the entrance to Konoha. Goku wants to get in, but they refuse him entry, and this leads to a scuffle where obviously Goku just uses the power of his ki pressure to push them all away. After he gets done with the fodder, he has to confront an actual main character, and that is Asuma. But this fight doesn't last very long either, and Asuma, in good faith, brings him to what I'm assuming is the only ramen shop in the Leaf Village. Kakashi wanders in and immediately realizes that Goku is a character, a being that defies all Narutoverse logic. He's immensely powerful, so they decide to bring him to the Hokage, which in this point in time is Tsunade. Now, before Goku talks to Tsunade, he has been interrogated by the lead intelligence ninja, and all he got out of him was that Goku believes he is from a different dimension. Hiyashi Hyuga has checked him out and checked out his chakra and realized that he has a energy shield around his body at all times, that he's extremely powerful, and then he lays down some knowledge on them that this character is far stronger than the Nine-Tails Fox. They bring Goku in, and Tsunade asks him what he's doing there, and of course Goku tells her he was trying to fix Gohan's computer. That was the whole reason that he was at Bulma's place to begin with. He got too drunk and then woke up in the Narutoverse. Even though they're all very cautious, they realize that Goku's not really a bad guy. His energy, his aura is harmonious. He's got harmonious energy flowing through his body, so there is no evil intent, no evil ki, no evil chakra. And with that, Tsunade sighs a sigh of relief because she's like, it's good that the Akatsuki didn't find you before we did. And he's like, I've seen the Akatsuki, after she describes what they look like. She tells him if they capture him, that is a weapon that they cannot let fall into the wrong hands. And Goku's like, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the Akatsuki. I've seen them before. He even says, test me out and I'll show you that I can defend myself. And then that's when we get to one of the best parts in this fan manga. Hiyashi, Kakashi, and Guy versus Goku. Now, before I begin, this fight literally plays out exactly how I would feel if the ninja from Naruto were versing any character from Dragon Ball. And as I stated a couple videos back, maybe actually a few months back, when I was talking about Dragon Ball characters versus Naruto characters, I don't think that the Naruto characters even come close to the strength of the weakest Dragon Ball character. The only way that the Naruto characters can get a 1-up on the Dragon Ball characters is through hacks, their hacks abilities, and their teamwork. But it's still a long shot. As the fight begins, they three attack Goku immediately, with Kakashi hitting Goku with a Kata no Jutsu, which is the huge flame ball, and I just love the way this panel looks. It makes Goku look otherworldly. Like, to these people, he is a deity. He is a god among the Narutoverse people, and it's just amazing. Look at this panel. They attack Goku with normal taijutsu, and it has zero effect. Goku is far too fast, far too powerful, and he has not moved an inch. So they go to plan B, and that is to get Goku off his feet, which they succeed in with teamwork, and Kakashi lands a Chidori strike right on Goku up in the air and knocking him down on the ground. Goku gets up like nothing, and they immediately go into the second phase of Plan B, and that is full-on attack with everything that they have. Even Guy unleashes several gates and in hyperspeed surrounds Goku, but as he tries to sneak up behind him, Goku just easily swats him away, even telling him it's none of his business, but he shouldn't move this fast. Remember guys, Goku is a fighting genius, so he probably realizes that Guy is putting his muscles and his body at complete risk by using this technique, and Goku probably doesn't want Guy to hurt himself achieving the impossible, and the impossible is defeating Goku. Undeterred, as Kakashi and Hiashi keep Goku busy, Guy comes up behind him with a flurry of fists, and Goku realizes this is an attack that is superior than any attack that they have shown so far, and is excited about it. Look at this panel. Look how happy this face is. But this was a diversion, and they played Goku right into the ninja's hands. And that is the way to do it, guys. They are ninja, so they have to sneak around, and they have to circumvent Goku's strength, and Goku is Goku. Hiashi instantaneously hits Goku with 64 palms, closing all his chakra gates, and it looks like this actually works. And I like the fact that they blended in this aspect from Dragon Ball to Naruto, because obviously Ki and Chakra are completely different, and the bodies in Naruto work differently than the bodies in Dragon Ball, but they still needed to make the story sort of work, and him being able to close off Goku's power and the ports to exude that power was a nice touch by the creator of this fan manga. With that, Guy hits him with a flurry of kicks, knocking Goku again to the ground. Now they have closed up all of Goku's energy, so he cannot use any more of his ki, except they didn't factor in a transformation, which Goku uses. He transforms into Super Saiyan in a flurry of light and smoke, and then goes back to normal. So Goku reveals at this point that he took all these attacks voluntarily. He wanted to test out a theory because he realized that the guy with the wide eyes could shut off his ki, so he wanted to see if he can push through that with his Super Saiyan form and see how powerful the ninjas were when his energy shield was down. And then he pats them on the back, stating that, yeah, they hurt him. A little. Unfortunately, it was all that for a drop of blood. And as Goku immediately attacks, he takes out Hiashi and Guy in one panel. He underestimates Kakashi though, and doesn't hit him with full force. He just knocks him back with air pressure. And Kakashi's still good after this because he hits him with his Sharingan. And I just love the way this panel looks. Guys, Genjutsu, the powerful Genjutsu that the Narutoverse has, can be used in a very hacksy way to take out Dragon Ball characters in very specific situations. Unfortunately, in this one, I don't think Kakashi's Sharingan was either powerful enough or he didn't have enough energy to really deal Goku in, because he tries to knock Goku out with the Sharingan, and Goku's about to pass out but gets right back up and is extremely excited to what just happened. He's extremely happy. Unfortunately, seeing this being Goku's reaction, Kakashi forfeits the match and Goku wins. Hidan and Kakuzu go back to the Akatsuki and tell them about Goku, and Itachi is immediately intrigued and wants to find him. At the same time, Tsunade tells Goku about Jiraiya and how he may have a jutsu that may bring him back to his own dimension. And for some reason Danzo's in here, he's interested in Goku, but that's not important at all. Itachi's searching for Goku. Goku is searching for Jiraiya. They're both not having much luck in finding who they're looking for. And at this point, Kisame is about to give up because he does not believe that Goku actually exists up until he sees him flying through the sky. This is a great panel because he was about to give up, and then Goku's just flying through the sky without a care in the world looking for Jiraiya. Remember, this is in Dragon Ball. Not anybody really can fly. Not like in Dragon Ball anyway. And so this is kind of a weird occurrence. And obviously this would be Goku. Kisame flags him down with the only way that he could. And when Goku lands, he immediately recognizes the Akatsuki cloaks and knows that he's in for a fight. Kisame knows he's in for a fight. Itachi sends him out into the maelstrom, the first in the line, knowing that Kisame is going to be the character that can reveal Goku's secrets to Itachi. Itachi is going to study Goku's jutsu. Goku does not have time for this distraction and shoots a ki blast at Kisame, but Kisame does have ninja-like reflexes and he blocks with his sword that absorbs the ki. Kisame then attacks, and of course Goku easily dodges. Itachi realizes that Goku's not using any special jutsu, he's just extremely fast. And Goku tries again. He shoots another ki blast and the same thing happens. His sword, Samehada, is just eating it all up, and of course it's transforming. So Goku tries a ki blast for a third time, but this one packs a little bit more of a punch. This is, of course, the Kamehameha wave, and Kisame believes that Goku's praying. Itachi knows what's going on. He can instantly feel that this attack is not a normal attack, and Kisame, it's a little bit too late for him. He tries to block the Kamehameha wave, and he thinks that his sword will be able to absorb it all, but that ain't it, Chief. It breaks right through, and it looks like that's it for Kisame. And then Goku tells Itachi what most of my comment section told me or told anybody else in my last video, and that is that he can easily destroy the entire planet if he wanted to. The power gap between his power and their power is at such an extreme level that there really is no chance for them to win. But then Kisame stands up. So Kisame healed himself, and now he has a breakdown of Goku, his abilities, his personality, even his clothing. And I'm just gonna read what he says because it's so badass. It's so Goku. The bad news is that this man have at least twice as much chakra as both of us. On the other hand, he is extremely wasteful. I guess nobody learned him how to control chakra. Of course, the translation is a little bit off on that one. His body is deformed by his muscles. I guess his specialty is taijutsu. He must have a brute force that's beyond our imagination. His outfit has a conspicuous color. He is not trying to go unnoticed. He isn't afraid of conflict. If all of this doesn't sum up Goku, I don't know what does. The last little bit Itachi figures out, which is something that we've all known. Goku is completely underestimating the Akatsuki and their abilities. He doesn't care if information about himself is exchanged. He doesn't care if they know anything or everything about him. He is extremely certain that he is going to win in any confrontation. That's Goku in a nutshell, and Itachi picked all this up. And I like the difference here because Goku, again, is a brawler. He's a fighter. He is on the front lines, and he's not ninja in any sense of the word. While these guys, the way the guys fight in Naruto, they want to keep information away from their opponents. They fight in a very subversive manner. So I like the way that this is portrayed in this Dragon Ball fan manga, and that's one of the things I love about any Naruto versus Dragon Ball fight. So Itachi traps Goku in a Genjutsu, and we see some of Goku's old friends coming out of the woodwork. We see Frieza, or Zombie Frieza, and Ghost Boo and Ghost Cell, but Goku is like, if I hadn't to spend a whole week in Konoha, then I would have been at the mercy of this jutsu, but I've been taught how to break through Genjutsu, but little does he know at the same time, Kisame is making a water bubble around Goku. Now, I'm almost certain Goku can drown, and that he cannot breathe in space, at least not too far away from Earth, apparently. I don't know. But these methods could probably kill Goku if they were implemented in the correct way and he wasn't using any of his transformations to beat them. So Goku powers up and breaks through the Genjutsu, finding himself in a giant water bubble. Obviously, he cannot breathe underwater, so he's holding his mouth. And then we get to the best panel in this entire chapter. I don't care that this is a fourth wall break. I really don't. I am just enjoying the ride that is this Dragon Ball fan manga, and this is just perfect, guys. It is perfect. Not only does it show that Goku's funny, it also brings in another franchise that's one of my favorites, which is Pokemon. And then Kisame just looks so badass in his transformation where he fuses with his sword. It just has so many elements of different anime that I love that I can't just help but forgive this fourth wall break. Goku should not know about Pokemon, and yet he does, and he calls Kisame one. It's amazing. I love this. I'm in complete love with this. This is awesome. Kisame attacks, but he is still not fast enough to hit Goku, and this is an advanced form for Kisame. He's actually like a lot faster in this form, but again, not anywhere near Goku. So Kisame decides to do the attack that he did when he faced off against Guy, and that is use the power that he has in his sword, the one that he absorbed, and shoot it at Goku in this gigantic shark. Now, if Goku were to retaliate, the shark will absorb the ki and then grow even larger. That's basically the premise of it. And Goku has faced this before. He faced Yakon in Dragon Ball Z in the Buu Saga. He's done this game before, so he knows that there's only so much that this shark can take when it comes to his power, and Goku has a lot of it. So he clashes with this giant shark and wins. The bubble bursts and Goku is free. Kisame goes back to his normal form, and Itachi knows how to defeat Goku, and he tells him that his fighting capabilities are way more than they can handle. Like they said earlier, his level of power is beyond imagination, but his mind is weak, and that's when Itachi puts him under another Genjutsu, one specialized to affect Goku. Itachi knows how to defeat Goku, and he puts him under a Genjutsu, and we get this new character. Now, as you can tell, we're past the Genjutsu part. Goku has no idea that he's been placed under a Genjutsu, and this chick shows up. She's gearing up, ready to fight Goku, and she calls Itachi and Kisame her senpai. And she claims that she can defeat Goku all on her own. Now, this is a brand new character to Dragon Ball in general, so I had no idea who she was, and I thought that the artists and the creators of this fan manga kind of brought a brand new character in to put in a wild card that can actually defeat Goku, but this is smartly done. She wants to fight Goku on her own, but she offers him chocolate first because they're going to have a fight to the death, and she might as well enjoy chocolate with a friend, and Goku's like, he loves chocolate, so he eats chocolate with her, which, first of all, they could have poisoned this chocolate. So Goku, again, not using his head, but it kind of shows why this chapter is important and why Goku's mind is easy prey for someone like Itachi. So this character introduces herself, and Goku introduces himself at the same time, and they're both named Goku. So this new character's name is Son Goku, and Son is spelled like the sun. And Goku is in complete shock. This character is basically a female version of Goku. She's got Goku's name, Goku's backstory, everything that makes Goku Goku, she's got it. And now if we look at her character design, we can kind of see where she looked exactly like Goku. Her hair kind of looks like Goku. She's got on this tank top that looks similar to Goku's gi, And if you look at some of the art, which I'm going to be showcasing to you guys later in a different video about this character, Son Goku, her gi is orange, and even her boots look like Goku's boots except taller. So this character is a mimic of Goku, and now I'm thinking, did Itachi create a clone of Goku and for some reason make her a female version? I'm not exactly sure what the thought process was behind that, but I'm telling you guys, it gets extra spicy. Now, their fight is about to begin, and we cut back to the real world. And Goku's just standing there because Itachi has him fully under a Genjutsu. Now, what is the Genjutsu? It's the chick. This character is a fully realized sentient being that Itachi created to fight Goku. Now, this premise has been done before, and I've talked about it, especially in DC. There was a plan that Batman came up with where if Wonder Woman turned on humanity, then she would be hit with a poison that would make her see everybody as her arch nemesis, Cheetah. And so she would basically fight everybody until her heart gave out. And that's the thought process that Itachi had in fighting Goku. He's going to get into Goku's head and have him fight this sentient being, which is also named Goku, which I feel like Goku would think that's a little fishy, but realistically, even the artist and the creator made a realistic Goku that wouldn't really think too much of it and would just want to fight her. So Itachi's focusing all his chakra in holding this jutsu together because he has created a sentient being, and for that being to be sentient and to feel fully realized and for Goku to buy it, he needs to put all his chakra in there. He cannot move from that spot. He has given this being a real conscience, and if it falters, then Goku will kind of break through it, and he knows how to break through Genjutsu, and that's exactly what he would do. So the reason he's holding Goku up like this is because he wants Kisame to inject one of Sasori's poisons into Goku to kind of get him neutralized, and then that way they can capture him easily. But then, before he's able to poison Goku, motherfucking Naruto shows up. And I'm sorry, whenever Naruto showed up in Naruto or Naruto Shippuden, it's got the same effect as when Goku shows up in sticky situations. You know everything is going to be alright. And not only that, he also has the GOAT Jiraiya with him at the same time. So you know Goku is about to be saved. The fighting between Goku and Goku heats up, and they're basically going all out because even Kisame mentioned to his Goku that, yeah, they are basically in a desolate area. There isn't anybody for hundreds of miles that can go all out, and I think he knew that our Goku would appreciate that, so he would go all out and kind of wear himself out even more. And right now they are fighting evenly in base form. They go into Kaioken, and of course Itachi's Goku knows Kaioken as well. They go into that, and then that's when Itachi's Goku shows that she's also a Saiyan by going into Super Saiyan to Goku's surprise, and immediately gets the upper hand until Goku is forced to go into Super Saiyan as well. And this has the added effect, which was a cool little touch, that in the real world Goku goes into a Super Saiyan transformation. And just like some of my favorite Dragon Ball moments, Itachi, Kisame, Naruto, and Jiraiya are in awe at the Super Saiyan transformation and how much chakra he has now. Jiraiya and Naruto try to get at Itachi, but Kisame is in the way. And remember, this is Naruto from Shippuden, probably early Shippuden, so he's not gonna be at the level as he was at the end of Naruto Shippuden, but we still got Jiraiya here, so that counts for something. The fighting between two Super Saiyans is fierce, and Goku actually gets sold at one point where he thinks that the other Goku is going to have a Kamehameha enough to destroy the planet. He tries to stop her, but she instant transmissions right behind him and hits him at direct point-blank range with her Kamehameha. But Goku, in that split second, was able to realize what was going on and dodges it with his own instant transmission. And this altercation pushes them to go into Super Saiyan 2. And we can see here that Itachi's Goku is basically matching everything that our Goku can do, and since this is a Genjutsu, this version of Goku, the Itachi version, she's going to be far stronger and always have the upper hand Goku, our Goku, ends up hitting her with a direct Kamehameha, and she's still fighting back, and at one point she even starts overwhelming him. And this back and forth just reminds me so much of Goku versus Majin Vegeta, two Super Saiyans going at it, blood, guts, and sweat. I love it. So at this point in the story, we get to Itachi's Goku overwhelming our Goku, and she even does a mouth blast to try to finish him off. And Goku realizes that if he keeps going like this, he is going to lose. And at this point, he should realize that this character is not going to get weaker. If he decides to go to a different level, then she's going to go to a different level, which I'm thinking that's the direction that this fan manga is going to be going. But Goku decides to hit that level first and goes into Super Saiyan 3. Kisame overwhelms Naruto. Again, this isn't the high tier level Naruto that we know at the end of Shippuden. And so Jiraiya is forced to go into Sage mode and attacks Kisame. Now Kisame is like, dude, why are you attacking me head on? My sword is going to cut you to ribbons, but the chakra, the Sage chakra that's coming off Jiraiya is so unstable and so dangerous that Samehada knows that this chakra is nothing to mess with and decides to hightail it out of there and runs away, leaving Kisame extremely open and down for the count. And this is when Jiraiya realizes that Goku is in Super Saiyan 3. And I think this is when Itachi realizes that more than likely, if he doesn't end this quickly, he can't keep this Genjutsu up for much longer. Temari sits by the tree with her eyes closed and her lips puckered. She looks really well done here in this beautiful artwork with a color scheme that looks extremely realistic, but also looks very much like the anime Naruto, and a mixture of that with a lot of watercolors. That's something that you guys can find on the creator's Deviantart page, brand new artworks that have a lot of this sort of visual watercolor style. So I'm gonna leave links to all Hakbos, who is the creator of Dragon Ball Shippuden's media accounts, including their Twitter, DeviantArt page, Patreon page, all that, where you guys can read Dragon Ball S. I'm gonna leave all that in the description below. Go ahead and check it out. But it looks like the reason she is waiting is because Shikamaru sees something behind him, a blinding flash, a huge light, and an incredible power just off the horizon. But he is testing Temari's patience, and she says, Shikamaru, if you keep me waiting, I'm gonna break your legs. And I would absolutely not put it past her to do so, but it looks like this is the beginning of them starting to date. Remember, this takes place right before Naruto Shippuden, so they had probably just been dating a little bit, and this is, or was, possibly their first kiss. But deep in the mountains, deep in the forest, crows and birds, all sorts of avian wildlife starts flying into the distance because they feel it as much as Shikamaru feels it. Blinding light, lightning style power, chakra that the ninja world has never felt before, and it is tremendous. And Tsunade knows exactly what's going on as she looks on in awe and realizes that this is coming from the direction that she sent Goku on previously. Goku's new transformation has changed the weather patterns all over the world, and lightning and thunder, all that crackles around his presence. And now if Goku didn't have the undivided attention of the Akatsuki, he sure as hell has it now, as we see Toby and Pain both looking on in awe as the power surges through the atmosphere and the weather throughout the entire planet begins to change. The immense amount of strength and capabilities of Itachi to hold someone in Super Saiyan 3 in a Genjutsu must be horrifying, as Itachi looks on to see the transformation that just happened right before his eyes. The oceans begin to turn and become more volatile, as Goku's transformation has definitely started an apocalyptic weather system around the planet, and we see here that even Sasuke has noticed what is going on and what it means for his own mission. As you can see right here, a bucket list of all the things he's got to do. Ignore Sakura, check. You see Orochimaru, kill Itachi, kill Naruto. Also, Naruto's on this bucket list as well, so he definitely wants to kill him. So this is actually a really funny tidbit. I definitely appreciate this little added bonus jest that we see here in this chapter. And as we get closer to Goku, who stands there again, still in the Genjutsu, you can see the power just emanating from his body. But all those close by, This is not good for them because the power is sucking everything around them, bringing it into where Goku is standing and creating a volatile situation at ground zero where Naruto and Jiraiya can barely stand to be there, and Itachi is barely holding on with his Genjutsu. Kisame, already weakened by his fight with Goku, was knocked out by Jiraiya when Jiraiya was full on ready, and Kisame had his guard down because his sword went flying and scared because of Jiraiya's strength, and he begins to think about the past, where Kisame was all alone and a very well endowed shinobi asks him to eat with them, but he says leave me alone, and the rest say he's not part of us, he's not one of us, just let him be. So it shows that Kisame also had a troubled childhood, and this is something that you see a lot in Naruto, where the past is extremely painful, and it's not like black and white where a villain is a villain and a hero is a hero. There is circumstances to what happened throughout their lifetime, but that's not all that Kisame is thinking about. He's thinking about when he was walking through the Leaf Village, and this is around the time where they first attacked Konoha, or they first infiltrated Konoha looking for Naruto, and then they fought Sasuke instead, and Kisame is ready to get this mission over with, and Itachi stands right in front of the Ichigaru restaurant, the ramen shop that Naruto and everybody else seems to frequent all the time, and Itachi calls back at Kisame and says, allow me to introduce you to my favorite restaurant, which is a tender moment between these two combatants, these two allies, or very tenuous allies at best, basically, because not everybody in the Akatsuki are friends, but it looks like Itachi and Kisame had an actual friendship going into this, and this is just showing how Kisame probably had only one friend in the world, and that was Itachi. And as Kisame comes back to reality, the realization is that he is possibly at death's door right now. That punch looks like it really took everything out of Kisame, and the fact that he is in the whirlpool of ki emanating from Super Saiyan 3 Goku probably isn't helping matters much. Back in the Genjutsu, we see that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is a reality when facing off against his female counterpart, Sun Goku, S-U-N, and Sun is staring at him in awe. And for the remainder of this review for this story, I'm just gonna call the female version of Goku Sun and Goku Goku. She recommends that Goku surrender because at these levels right now, she would have a hard time not killing Goku, and if she is part of Itachi's Genjutsu, I don't know if Goku dies in this Genjutsu, he probably does die in real life, and they want to take Goku back, at least his body, to dissect it and see exactly what makes him tick, maybe make some weapons out of Super Saiyan Ki and his biology, which would be crazy to even think about. Orochimaru would have a field day with Goku, and Goku says, don't worry about me, I'm fine. This is the moment where I started realizing that the artwork is a little bit different than it was before. It's more dynamic, it's more visceral, there's more musculature, there's more details, and it just looks like an enhanced style of what we've seen before. And it's been 7 years since he's drawn this Dragon Ball fan manga, so it definitely makes sense for there to be such a huge improvement in the artwork. But Sun reverts back to her base form, and she tells him again to surrender because at these levels there will be collateral damage, not just here but on the outside world as well. As you guys can see, it's having huge dramatic effects on the planet. And she asks him, I'm fine with killing innocent people, are you? So that just shows that even though she is the female counterpart to Goku, she isn't exactly like female Goku. She's just kind of like the visualization, the representation of what Goku is in a female form. But she, as I told you guys before, has basically taken a life of her own. And I'm hoping that she becomes an actual real life character. Maybe she pops out of the Genjutsu and becomes real at some point. But Goku says when he goes back, he'll resurrect everybody that he's killed, which is a very callous thing to say. Like, he wouldn't mind people dying just for him to have a good fight as long as he can bring them back, which doesn't sound like a Goku that we know as base Goku, but definitely sounds like something a Super Saiyan 2 Goku or more would say, even Super Saiyan. And Sun says the exact same thing. You shouldn't make decisions while you're Super Saiyan 3 because it clouds your mind essentially. The euphoria of the transformation prevents its user from having a clear mind. It's worse than Super Saiyan 3, go back to normal so we can talk. And she wants to talk it out with him at this point, and she's kind of talking down a little bit to Goku, but still she has a point, because we all know that the Super Saiyan transformations just change the way that your attitude is, especially for someone as friendly and nice and docile as Goku. But Goku says, don't worry, I'm fine. Like he has this all under control, which he probably does not. So Sun decides, you know what, whatever, and she transforms into a Super Saiyan 2, saying that this is going to be enough for you. And Goku's kind of pissed off at that. Why aren't you transforming into a Super Saiyan 3? But she says, don't worry about me, I'm fine. Listen, focus on yourself. I have enough power in this form. Obviously, you guys can tell the culture that is throughout this entire page. There's a lot of culture coming from Sun. Again, this is my favorite Dragon Ball fan manga right now, and this is one of my favorite Dragon Ball fan manga characters to ever exist. Maybe I should make a list on top 10 Dragon Ball fan manga characters, like original characters, because there are a lot of them, and she would definitely be at the top. Goku's surprised, you sound like you're stronger than me, and she cuts him off. I am. You're not the first Super Saiyan 3 that I've killed, which really kind of messes with my mind, because she's supposed to be a part of the Genjutsu, something that Itachi just came up with, but it almost seems like she is a reality, maybe in a different universe or something. Remember, the Sharingan can transport you to different dimensions, so maybe, I don't know, she is real and Itachi transferred Goku's consciousness to a different dimension where there is a female Goku. I don't know, but Goku says it's fine with him. Interesting. He is excited. Let's fucking go. And she probably should have transformed, because he gets the first hit and it looks like it's completely devastating, hitting her right in the stomach, and she did not see that coming. Like, the levels of power that Super Saiyan 3 showcases and how strong it is to normal people, and just in a Genjutsu world and just a ninja world, and even to the female counterpart Sun, shows so well in the way that this art is shown, with the powers, the abilities, the strikes. Because look at this. This looks like really strong, really chaotic, and a lot of ki that was pushed into Sun to make her go down, and it looks like she is definitely going down, you know what I'm saying? But before she has a chance to catch her breath, essentially, because he basically took the air out of her, he grabs her by the head and shoves her on the ground. And because she insulted him by not transforming to a Super Saiyan 3, he is going to show her that she probably should have, and he is going to end this battle. And I love the detail in this artwork, Huckbo. This is amazing. This is my favorite panel. I know there were a lot of, cultured panels before, but this one is my favorite one right now. Goku looks like Ichigo when he transforms into his hollow self. He looks like an evil villain. I love it. This is awesome. Lightning cuts us back to reality as Itachi stands before what we can now clearly see is Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And just the fact that this transformation is just having so much damaging effects to the entire planet. I can only imagine, what if Goku went God? What if he went Super Saiyan Blue? It's like we're so used to this in the Dragon Ball world, and these guys are absolutely not. Kisame starts realizing that Itachi is in trouble. He can't hold Super Saiyan 3 Goku for very long, and if Goku snaps out of it, he's going to destroy Itachi. So Kisame starts trying to gather up strength, because he needs to defend Itachi at all costs, but his body is falling apart. But he needs to do what he can for one of his best friends, if not his best friend, because he is vulnerable, and that's when something grabs a hold of Kisame. And now we have somebody else that has changed and become darker with a brand new transformation. Naruto finally jumps into the field, and he has transformed into his nine-tailed fox aura. It looks like this is four tails, and it's one of my favorite ones. I think this is the limit of where he can go without losing himself in this part of the story. But he grabs hold of Kisame before Kisame can interrupt, and he looks like he's going to deliver a devastating Rasengan to him. And as Naruto pulls back, Kisame's like, so this is how I die. And it looks like Naruto's not pulling any punches, similar to Goku. Actually, the similarities between Goku going dark and about to destroy Son Goku, and then Naruto doing the exact same thing to Kisame, it's a very similar song. Like, this looks like it could be cut together next to each other to showcase exactly what their powers can do to their biology and their mind. And it looks like Naruto is going in for the kill to finally destroy Kisame, reaching back and delivering a huge Rasengan, a 9-tail fox Rasengan, into Kisame's sternum. This possibly kills Kisame, leaving Itachi all alone. The only direction that I see the story going after this is the rest of the Akatsuki coming in to try to help out their team members, because yeah, it looks like Team Itachi is probably down for the count, and I could see like someone like Madara having to expose himself to get access to Goku's body, because Goku is by far the strongest being in this universe. I just love Dragon Ball Shippuden. Thank you so much for allowing me to review it. I cannot wait for the next chapter, guys. Again, all the links to the original creator are in the description and the top comment. Go ahead, support the creator. Always support the original creator.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.